Hello everyone, welcome back to ESL TV for the finals of the Spring Season 2015 Cup number 2. This is ESL One Battlefield 4 action, and I am Jason Kaplan, joined by Alex Machine Richardson at Machine TV. Make sure you give him a follow, he's almost at 1,000. Yeah. And we're going to be heading into our final of Fnatic versus SK.
Yeah, it's set to be a fantastic final. SK Gaming, a team who have basically denied all the odds in their last 2 games with comebacks against MHSV, up against, of course, the previous team, which is Epsilon. Had to think for a second there. And so generally, we're expecting something amazing from them. They've had a fantastic couple of games, but of course, that's a couple of games. These guys have had to go to 3 maps more often than the Fnatic side, of course, going up against MYM in the semi-final, which was apparently a very close game. And the map that they played in that 3rd map decider was Goldmud Railway, the very first map we're going to be kicking off with today. Not
a big fan of this map. I don't know about you. This is one of those maps I'm just kind of like, bleh, when it comes to casting, because it's just, if you have to spend like half your time destroying buildings, it's not a good map, in my opinion.
Oh, what? This is where I completely disagree.
I mean, yeah, it's fun to do that, but what's the strategy in sitting there destroying buildings for half the time?
No, but that's the strategy, is what are you going to choose to destroy? Like, okay, so if you're planning on you're planning on playing the rooftops, and then suddenly you realize if I'm on this roof and you destroy that wall, I can see straight onto C site. That wall gets destroyed. You've got a pick that they weren't perhaps expecting. It's all about that levolution. It's all about moving around.
Had to say that word.
Moving around the map and being able to manipulate the map into the way that you plan to play it. I think that's something that Railway brings that other maps don't have so much.
If it was quicker, I would like it.
It is.
But the fact you have to sit there and shoot like 3 times.
But at the start of a map, have you seen the play where they fire it through the window, it blows up the wall, and they kill them as they spawn?
Yeah, I casted that.
Yeah, well, there you go. They're too quick. They're killing them at spawn. It couldn't happen any quicker.
No, but you're killing them at spawn, but you just sit there and take time to destroy the buildings.
Oh, yeah. You'd rather just see someone holding
I feel like we're both right, because, I mean, it is cool to change the level to what you want to play, but at the same time, it takes a long time to do it. It's just kind of like, ugh. But we're actually just waiting. Apparently, someone crashed. What a surprise.
What? That never happens.
Not, what a surprise. Hashtag big sorry for that.
Oh, Drunks is apologizing. But yeah, of course, guys, if you are just joining us, this is, of course, the final. We're into our 2nd cup of the spring season, and it's set to be a cracker. If you're not so sure about what's going on here, you recognize the name but don't necessarily recognize the team. Fnatic is the reigning champions. We cannot reiterate that enough.
The reigning champions.
He didn't stutter. Fnatic really are they are the top of their game. They're the top of this game. And it's always a question, are these offline events, are these online events, is who is going to be the team to beat Fnatic at this stage?
There's just some good banter going on between the teams.
Could it be SK?
Pulling out Goldmud Railway against Fnatic.
It's a bold move.
It's a bold move, Cotton. We're going to see how that one's going to work out for him, but we'll find out. Game has actually about to start here. 30 seconds left to go on the countdown. So we can go over the rosters one more time so you guys at home who aren't familiar with these teams. On the side of SK, we have Anarchy, Hunter, Jika, Fraud, who's actually subbing in for Hexus, and Gia. And on the side of Fnatic, we have Valu, More Unfixed, Too Easy, and Drunks.
Yep, and it's set to be a cracker. 14 seconds.
Wait, really? Did they... What?
They've done it. They've got the spawn.
Did they push themselves in that area?
I'm not sure how they've done it, but they've done it. And SK starting with the C flag. Immediately, that means they're going to be running straight on in. As the explosions are bursting my eardrums, you can see that, I mean, SK, the cheeky minxes.
I've not actually seen that before.
Neither have I. And so that's going to be a big one. Just evading that rocket. Z is going to live to fight another day. And off the back of capturing C early, they're looking for a trip cap.
What? I mean, and with the respawns coming in out of Fnatic on the northeast side, they have a long run to go here. So this tri-cap, it will happen. But will they be able to go back and defend this B and C push? And Fraud able to pick up a kill already. Now Drunk's going to be able to work his way in towards that C flag. But what is going on here? I've not seen that done before. And Fnatic are just getting whitewashed.
There's one man remaining. It's just Unfixed, and he's just begging to stay alive to avoid that long-distance respawn in the northeasterly side of the map. Nade's coming in as well. They're getting caught out here, and you can see Unfixed does get taken down. Didn't stop the respawns, though. And Fnatic, they are just kind of like on rebound, like, what just happened? What is happening? And SK Gaming, you said it's a bold move. They have a game plan, Jason, and it is paying off. Look at the dividends.
And Fnatic hasn't said anything in chat, so it's not like they're questioning whether or not that was okay, but either way, got your credit to SK to invent some new things, considering this map's been played, well, across every single season so far. But Fnatic starting to get some ground here. Have A, they have B. And SK are struggling a little bit to maintain a 2-1 hold or get a 2-1 back.
Yep, Sam managed to finally stave off the bleed for now. As Jika picking up another one after he dives over the wall. It was Mort to go down. As quickly that bleed is stopped as SK return the favour. Taking over this time the school site, the B site. And they're going to be looking to hold on to that one as long as they can. Saying that though, the C flag, the C SAG, I was about to go for the C site and flag. But yeah, that does get captured over as well. So Fnatic, they're getting flexible. They're going to be leveling out this tickets pretty evenly, assuming they hold on to this for a couple of seconds. And it seemed to have been kind of a quick response from what was a fantastic start from SK.
And we might have a little bit of a tri-cat coming in here. We do have Mort coming around the corner, looking for that one kill into Anarchy. Can't get it just yet. And he will get the better of him, and that should be a flag pickup for him. And that's going to be a tri-cap. So just as quickly as we saw tri-cap come in for SK, that lead that they had built up is almost completely gone.
Great hip fire there from Drunks. Picks up another one. You can see on 4-3. Too easy though on 8. Fantastic performance from him. He does just get taken down though by Jika. And we have heard though, guys, if you are interested about that C-cap, that they're, both teams will be expecting to do that. And now Drunks holding steady. You can see.
This tri-cap's lasted a long time.
Well, that's what I'm worrying. I'm just looking at the tickets. I mean, 102 now to 109. Fnatic could be clawing this one back. I say clawing, more like kind of bucket and spade out on the beach. They're just picking up these tickets constantly. And SK, they don't seem to have an answer just yet.
They don't, and it seems like they're just trying to pick off like these fights, these little individual fights towards a couple of different areas. And they're trying to cap over towards A here, but Unfix, he has something to say about it. Already able to pick up one kill. Looking for the second, and we'll get chased down, but he will have Drunks. He will have, I believe that is more off to his side to help out. And with the respawns coming back in, I mean, Fnatic are somehow holding on to every one of these sites and not letting an inch slip by.
Yeah, they're being cautious with this one. You can see Fnatic, they're holding all the right angles. It looks like the A site is going to be the hit, and already one goes down. Good God, I wouldn't want to be in Hunter's shoes right now. He goes for a trade, doesn't win out on that one, and suddenly Fnatic, this trip cap has lasted an ungodly amount of time. Zia is going to be the man to finally stop that one in its tracks, but look at the damage Fnatic have done. Well, they were about 30, make it 40 tickets down, and now suddenly they're forced exactly the same. They picked up about 80 tickets off the back of that trip cap.
It's not just done just that. They're going to pick up a kill on Ajir that's going to allow them to take the C flag yet again. They spot everyone crossing over towards this B flag, and this is going to be a tri-cap still. Actually, no, there's one man. He has snuck through. Anarchy has been able to make his way through towards B without being noticed, but now he's clearly been seen. But they picked up the kill on Unfixed nonetheless.
It's a good start. You can see SK, if they wanted to stop this one, they'd need to do it now as Fnatic. They just return to their trip cap, just casually picking another 3 sites up. Finally, SK staved that one off with the push onto B, but look at Anarchy. He's trying to do something magical, and I think Unfixed may have just caught a glimpse. Potentially, he's going to be heading back to the site. Anarchy's a little too slow. Does take him down, though. Anarchy's picking up the only frag he needed to. As I say that, though, Mort is there. And, I mean, it feels to me that Fnatic just seem to have a far too strong grasp on this.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit rough here, and you're going to see Hunter get the kill on Too Easy, which will allow them to get solid control of C. But they've lost B just as quickly, so 99 to 42. And I really wonder, if that trip cap didn't happen in the beginning for SK Gaming and Fnatic weren't really stuttering, what would the score have been like now?
Indeed, and yeah, SK, they seem to be, well, in the previous games, they seem to have trouble with their starts and fantastic finishes, and it seems to be the other way around. Vice versa now, where you can see SK Gaming, they had this advantage, they had this incredible advantage, and Fnatic just responded in force with a kind of extended trip cap off the back of a lot of kills as well. And all of a sudden, 35 to 96, and SK is scrambling.
Trying to think out what they can possibly do to get back in this, but they don't seem to have all 5 men alive at any given time. They always seem to be losing on 1 or 2 from these like quick kills coming on the side of Fnatic, and the C-cap going to go back in the hands of them. Trip cap looks like we might even end on a trip cap. I don't remember the last time I've really even seen that. Just quick as I say that, though, the A site will be picked up for SK, but it is still a rough game right now. 95 tickets to 20. It's not every day you see scores like that on Goldmud Railway.
No, sir, it is not. And I mean, yeah, you said it was a bold move picking Goldmud up against Fnatic, and we can see why. 95, what would I assume is going to be above the 80 ticket mark at the end of this one? I mean, I'm not going to rule SK out if something's magical. Drunks does go down. Now making a move on towards B. They're suddenly taking all the flags out of Fnatic's hands. It seems to be SK's time to spring to life.
Oh, look at Valo, just giving them information, spotting everyone out he possibly can. This is rough.
This is kind of an alternate style to what we saw from Asterix way back when, where he'd sit even further back, opting as kind of a mobile spotting beacon. Instead, we see the B-side going over, and Fnatic said it was going to be about above 80. Maybe not, as SK do have the A and C site, and they're just kind of going into this damage control mode we know and we love. See how many tickets they can kind of pull away from Fnatic.
Yeah, it's taken them a long time to get a recap back, but with the C5 being picked up here and with B hopefully being maintained by Drunks, then that should be the end of the first half with still 70+ tickets. Again, considering how the game started off, considering how SK had that tri-cap, it is just amazing to see Fnatic be able to pull this one back. But still, it's not over just yet. You know, we keep getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. 75 tickets to 7, and they're able to pull back that C flag, not let that one get captured. They're even getting maybe control of B here, as Gia does win on the 1v1 versus Mort. And they might be able to claw away this lead even further.
Did Fnatic just get a little complacent, or is this something pretty strong coming out from SK? They seem to love these kind of against all odds situations. They're back with a trip cap now, and suddenly Fnatic's tickets is falling, and it's falling fast.
Well, they will get A back though with Valu. Actually, assuming Anarchy doesn't pick up this 1v1, but then again, Valu doesn't need to peek the spot, and that should be the A flag. But look at that, coming in from the side. Oh, wow, Drunks picking up the kill onto Anarchy there, but they still haven't been able to get C. They haven't been able to get a second 5 just yet. They haven't been able to close out this game, and every second that goes by, they were 80+ tickets. Now they're down to 52, and that's going to fall even further.
They were 90 to 11 before SK picked up that trip cap, and all of a sudden it's now 49 to 5. It's cost them 6 tickets to half the Fnatic tickets. A fantastic performance already from SK. As they're looking to, I said damage control mode will have done that. They've completely controlled the Fnatic side, and they're looking to not stop just yet. 3 now remain, holding on to respawns. Jika, Anarchy, and Frod remain. We'll make it just Jika and Frod, as Anarchy, it does get eliminated. Frod not going down though without a fight. You can see already 9 to 14. He hasn't had the best game, does get taken down, and now I think we are going to be coming to conclusion as SK are just going to be holding on, waiting for the B or C flag to be taken away from Fnatic.
Yeah, they can't even respawn in right now. I mean, they can get one person alive, but they're just waiting for the 2 flag that they have. Take over as many tickets as they possibly can. That's why you see Anarchy trying to hold them off of B right now, so they can still maintain it for a little bit longer, but there we go. That should be the final one. And 31 tickets, Fnatic. That is not the 90 so that they had prior to that trip cap. This is really unfortunate for the side of Fnatic.
It's unfortunate. I'd kind of be a little unwilling to say that. I'd say more just a fantastic play from SK, as well as Fnatic getting a little complacent. They were sat there thinking, we've won. 10 tickets. 10 tickets can disappear in an instant in Battlefield, but it can also take an age, and we saw there from great execution from SK, managing to cut that down to size.
Yeah, I'm still perplexed by that. Like, that should not have happened. I mean, you shouldn't be able to lose a lead that big.
It shouldn't be possible. Especially,
like, when you're Fnatic, when you're the team that everyone looks up to, when you're the team that's won 3 out of the 4 seasons, when you're the team that's won 3 straight, you shouldn't be pulling or losing leads like that. But maybe it was just cockiness out of them. Maybe it was just SK really thriving in those high-pressure situations. Time will only tell when we do get into the second half, though, of exactly what went down.
Yeah, we're going to be counting on that one. We're just waiting that one out as we go on into our second half of this grand final. It's going to be a best of 3, as have all of the games previously. And we're going to be seeing a Locker as our second map. Operation Locker, a map which we know again. Then again, let's be honest, what map are Fnatic not particularly strong on? I was going to say Locker, Fnatic renowned to be strong on, but then again, we saw SK's amazing comeback against Epsilon. So they've played that map before as well. And so, going into this one, Fnatic on the left-hand side of the screens, SK on the right.
See, they're not close enough to cap C. Huh. They're not going to be able to get it from spawn.
Not just yet. And so 40 seconds on that clock. You can see they are going to be battling for the respawns. And we continue 30 seconds in to see exactly how far the SK side are going to push on towards this C flag. Of course, we've seen kind of a split and pick approach before. As the side swap, you can see Fnatic are fishing for that C cap. 14 seconds left. Let's see what SK look to bring to the forefront as they are fishing for it. 5 seconds though, and we're going to go into our second half of our first map in the grand final. Let's see, Jason, where they choose to push. Mort first to cap over on that C flag.
Yeah, well, it looks like they're going to be hitting B immediately right after. But now it's up to SK. What they can do about it. Can they stop this this 2-cap? And well, they really get A, but they have to commit 2 men there just to make it safely. And now it's on the hands of maybe Drunks here if he can defend from the school building and not allow SK to push through. But no, looks the wrong way. Gets caught off. Jika gets the better of him, and now it's all in the hands of Unfixed if he can stop this push coming in. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it as he gets taken down from the backside. So just as quickly as they get the 2-1 hold, that's going to be turned over at that B flag for SK.
SK, they've cut Fnatic down to size. Just 31 tickets determining this so far, and so already A and B now under SK rule. We'll see for how long, as Fraud kind of taking a Valutage or a step or an approach to this one as he actually gets eliminated by Mort, as it seems to be kind of back and forth already. Nice play again, great performance from Zia. Seems to be so very quick on the trigger. Gets a second. The Ace 23 is all he needs as it's a near squad wipe up against SK. And now, 31 ticket advantage. Can Fnatic close out the SK Gaming tickets fast? Already they have the AB hold, but it won't be for too long.
Yeah, not for too long indeed. And you can see Valo trying to fight out against 2 people over towards A flag, and not able to pick up any of the kills, but we'll buy a little bit of time here in the meantime. Allowing Unfixed and Too Easy to pick up the B flag. So look at this really far respawn for Hunter. I'm curious, what is he going to do with this? Is he going to try to get on top of the buildings and try to give them the information that they might need? Either way, he's stalling for time, and Mort isn't even looking in that direction anymore. So he's going to be able to come back around. But I mean, you look at this and you're like, Hunter's expecting people to come chase him, but no one's coming. Like, and he's wasting so much time now because of this.
He's wasting time, but he does get the spot he needs to, and you can see he's so worried, so concerned about being caught out by his teammates. He almost throws his medkit into the bin.
I'm done.
He's like, no, not having any of this, as he's finally going to get himself to the rooftop and begin spotting out
He's throwing him down, but he's not picking him up. I don't think he knows how medkits work. All right, but they're able to pick up a kill on Navala, trying to chase them back. I mean, noticing that Hunter's there, though, it should mean that A's going to be a little bit light here, but Too Easy gets picked off trying to go for that site. And now Hunter trying to charge into B. He's still alive somehow. Trying to make something happen off this. And with A and C up in contest, they might be able to come out ahead with a 2-1.
Oof. Should be able to. You can see SK certainly not out of this one, but you have to take that 30-point slice away from their tickets, and already Fnatic a bit of a firm lead. A site's important now. You can see it's neutral. It's going to be desperately battling to get the Chinese flag flying for SK over on the A flag, and it looks like it might just do that as Hunter does get back up from the spawns.
Look at this. They haven't destroyed any of the C building yet.
It's odd to see it so intact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Mort trying to sit back, trying to give them information, but with those buildings still up, it's really hard to do that. Yeah, they're starting to finally go for the attack, and Fraud sitting inside the building will finally be spotted out, but not before taking down one guy.
Picks it up quite nicely. Anarchy's rocket isn't going to connect, and he does manage to take a big chunk out of the building, though.
He's looking for Mort.
Yeah, Mort.
Like the next rocket's going to hit Mort in the face.
It should. But it looks like Anarchy isn't going to quite manage it. He's just get taken down. Great precision
there's
from
3
Mort.
people. Look in that direction. Like, he is stalling for so much time, giving so much information. I'm just surprised to see Fnatic not capitalizing off it, not hitting A and being successful, not defending B from Fraud, who's just backcapping. Like, this is big mistakes here, I think, out of Fnatic. And Valo, he's just looking for the man right next to him. I'm going to guess, I was going to guess it was Hunter, but it's not going to be him. It's going to be, who is that one man? Jika?
Valo.
He's Usain Bolt right now because he's running away so fucking fast.
Doesn't quite catch him though. 108 to 98. And now Fnatic with the advantage. Valo not quite going to be connecting these bullets, and already you can see that this gap that Fnatic have created is not quite going to be all said and done. You can see SK 96 now, but they do have the A and B sites, and Unfixed is desperate to try and bring this one back under Fnatic rule, but it's not going to happen. Big no from the defensive side from SK.
I'm just curious to see what happened with SK. I mean, Fnatic, they were stomping them 90 tickets to like 11, and yet it's dead even in this game. I'm really confused what's going on. Like, the momentum that the Fnatic had is completely just out the window for them, and somehow, you know, SK has been able to build it up for themselves.
To connect, Too Easy doesn't quite manage it. Instead, you can see Fnatic and SK leveling out once again. Seems these tickets going back and forth, but Fnatic, they've got a little bit of a smile on their face, realizing that this is, of course, the second half. And those 31 tickets may very well be the saving grace at the moment for the Fnatic side.
It might be, but right now both these teams need to get some sort of control. I mean, Too Easy sitting at that kind of scoreline for him is a really good, on paper, a really good situation for Fnatic. But somehow the rest of the team is just not responding. But SK, credit to them to keep things a little bit even. But they have to remember, they're still 30-something tickets behind. All right, well, Trunks sitting inside the B building. Only 5 they're able to hold on to, and more. Like I kind of like how he's sitting far back and giving them information, but it's not the right time. Like, they need to get flags back quickly. They're losing out on B during this, and SK might be able to pull off a tri-cap. They
did before, and they'll do it again. SK do not have any issue playing from behind and playing at the kind of later stages of this game. We're 6 minutes in, and already you can see that they just seem to be starting to pick up these slow and steady leads. A and B now flying for SK, and just giving them that consolation prize of C. Not the best position to be in is from Fnatic, but if anyone was going to change it, it would be Valu, who has just been putting so much spray down. Look at this. This is 5 members of Fnatic all pushing towards the school. They want that B site. And surely, just surely, one man from SK should be able to creep his way to C. Oh, look at that spawn. It's a gift from the gods. As you can see, Zia is going to be taking that one, but it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them a pretty penny as well.
Cost them A here. Valu can just stay alive. He's got a couple of men just charging straight into him, and we'll spot the first one. We'll get the kill, but I'm not sure he's going to get the second one. He will be taken down by Gia there. And that will stop the A-cap from happening. But 2-1 still in favor of SK. 78 to 58 tickets. It's becoming very likely that SK could pull this one out.
They very much could, and we said Fnatic, they started strong. They were going to have to use their cushion if they did want to pick this one up, and looks like 31 tickets is not perhaps the big enough cushion for them. There's another one bites the dust. 3 frags in a row now for SK Gaming. And Fixed cautious to try and get the rocket off, doesn't. And the C site, it's not quite as destroyed as you expect, and SK Gaming, they'll take whatever they can at the moment. That's a C and A hold, as Mort is making a move towards A.
He is, but Fraud's here to receive, waiting for him to just peek around a corner, and we'll finally spot him out. Shoots even towards a teammate here, but picks up the kill onto him nonetheless. And Fnatic, something is going on in their camp here. They are struggling to get anything going, any momentum, and you hardly see this. And I know I'm really kind of trying to hammer that point home, but this is the team who won 3 seasons out of the 4. This is the team who had a perfect season in Season 2 and just completely won every cup. And right now, they are just on the brink of losing out on map number 1. I can't remember the last time I saw them ever lose the first map in a series of 3.
It seems like an all too distant memory if it ever did happen. And I mean, SK, they've not ruled them out yet. There's only 10 tickets just deficit so far for Fnatic, of course, considering that first half. And it's really kind of do or die for SK. They need to stave this bleed off. A and B still flying for Fnatic now, but I mean, one successful push, one squad wipe from Fnatic, they're going to be at serious risk.
The RC, though, being back up, trying to cause a little bit of distraction, but gets dropped from that. But doesn't matter, gives them control of this side of the map. But can they stop the push into B? And that's the real question. Hunter, head-to-head up against Too Easy, gets the kill. That's actually a double. Just like that, waiting for the respawns to come back in. The randoms coming in for Unfixed, really far away. He's going to probably head back towards C, cause a distraction, and allow, or maybe force a couple people of SK to go back and defend against this. But here we go, SK going for the push on the B. They need this flag cap back because they are running dangerously low on tickets.
Yeah, and they have got time against them. That can force kind of unwarranted errors from the SK side. Finally, Unfixed is just making a move on towards C, and that's going to be, I think, the first nail in the SK coffin, as a whole squad does get wiped out. Hunter, 20 to 8, and he still can't quite do enough. Valutage, patience pays off again for him. He picks up another, just 10 tickets, make it 9 tickets now, falling away. SK Gaming, they got so close. They couldn't quite manage to close it out, though.
Yeah, so that will be Fnatic taking map number 1 here in the best of 3 and taking it over onto Operation Locker, which is the map of their choosing. And SK are going to have a little bit of a rough time. I mean, SK have played this map before. They played against Epsilon, and they were able to come back against Epsilon and take a victory. So it is possible for them to do this, but it's not going to be easy at all. And I wonder if Fnatic's going to be able to really get their stuff together for this.
Yeah, they're going to have to kind of gather their resources and be ready for it. I mean, that was a very close game. That could have gone either way, and it feels very cliche to say that, but that's exactly the case with that one.
All right, we'll just wait for the admins to switch over the map so we can get onto Locker. There it goes. We'll be able to see exactly how these teams are going to be able to do on this. But any thoughts on Locker for right now? I mean, SK played it already. I'm not sure Fnatic has played it yet today because we haven't been able to keep up with all the map picks they've had.
Yeah, no, we haven't. But I mean, the fact that SK struggled against their first game, which I don't want to get
MHSV?
wrong. It was MHSV, that's right.
So they didn't play them on Locker, though.
But they had that opportunity. So they knew that it was coming. They were obviously willing to play that. It wasn't banned away. So we know that at least they're confident in playing it. SK, of course, playing Locker up against Epsilon in the second game. So this has been a viable option in every single one of SK's games so far.
Most importantly, they came back against Epsilon on Locker, too.
They did. I mean, they came back from, I was a great
Actually, no.
deficit.
Wait, did they come back or did they have the first half victory?
Epsilon.
No, they came back. They came back because, remember, they actually lost a person in the second half and then still came back somehow.
Epsilon had 56 tickets off at the end of the first half, and then we saw SK clinch it. So that's, I mean, that shows SK competent on this map.
All right, well, not sure exactly what we're waiting for so we can get live into the game. But feel free to let us know in chat who you guys think's going to win. I already see a lot of Razor frauds in there, so I'm assuming most of you out there are rooting for SK, but Fnatic's history, Fnatic's past results.
Past individual performances. They're defending champions, and they're defending champions for a reason. Yes, they seem to have fallen from grace somewhat. We're seeing results that we wouldn't normally expect. But overall, it seems to me that we're seeing SK Gaming, aside to SK Gaming, which I feel like I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I can get on board with that. But now here comes the real test for them. Yeah, they can beat MHSV coming back huge. Yeah, they can beat Epsilon, but can they beat Fnatic, the top team in Battlefield right now?
That's the question that's going to be answered in just 34 seconds. Countdown now ticking away, and we're going to be kicking this one off. It's going to be interesting to see the strategy that both teams opt for as we go into this one. Of course, what we usually see is that 3-2 split, that very default 2 players to A, then holding mid, 3 players. Of course, I'm talking about Fnatic over on the red side, pushing towards the C flag and trying to basically get the AC hold early on whilst maintaining their own kind of mid/hallway area. And so with 10 seconds in, it's going to be interesting to see both what Fnatic choose to do, but also how SK Gaming approach the defense of B and C.
All right, well, let's see if they do go for that split towards C, if they do go for a push in towards B for Fnatic. And SK going to be sending just 1 man out towards C, so we'll be up against 3 people. This is actually a good read by SK, so they should be able to overwhelm them towards the A site, and Jika, he should be able to get picked off here by these 3 people charging straight towards that flag. He's even forcing some rotates to come in.
He certainly should be. Already taking down one. Front set to back him up. Oh, I don't believe it. As I get a little bit Canadian with that accent. As he does actually go down. And
what you're talking about?
A boot? Yeah, I didn't believe it. I'm not going to continue to do that. Anyway, we see A and C picked up by Fnatic. And as I say that, A already snatched away from them. SK Gaming make a move. It's actually Hunter who kind of sees the moment there, realizing that Fnatic invested a whole lot into that site and instead just takes the easy route out. Already though, A and B now flying for SK Gaming. Drunks just darting through the hallways. He's actually managing to get away with the entire health bar. Picks up a great frag with the AEK. And I think we're going to see good things from Drunks in this game. Oh, wow. As I say that, hipfire onto Fraud does eventually go down, but that's a sign of things to come, I think.
He got like 2-3 kills there and then even got revived in. So that push towards B, it's going to be successful. And look at that. Fnatic pulling off the tri-cap. And now we see on the west side of the map, SK trying to play from here. 3-man waiting to receive it, though. And I'm not sure if they can crack the shell that is Fnatic at this A flag. This would be so difficult for them to do. And Hunter trying to come in, trying to get the revives in from his teammates. We have Valu maybe coming in from the backside to flank him. C, a little bit under contest by Anarchy. But now, SK making their way through. Unfixed. Let's see what they can do. He's trying to get the revive out on a Mort, but won't be able to get it around the corner, it seems.
He didn't want to expose himself. He wanted to try and get it as safely as he could. Instead, it cost him and Too Easy his life. And now, Unfixed, he's left alone. He's got to be the sentinel on this site, and it looks like Hunter's nade might just do enough. You can see it's going to be lying in wait as he does end up going down.
Yeah, he does. Ends up falling for that one. So that will be Fnatic maintain the track up a little bit longer. Now you see SK just getting a little bit more barbaric with their strategies, trying to charge straight into the site. They will eventually get it with the help of the respawns in, but they've lost so many resources. They lost full control of this map. And I was about to say they might even lose control of A because no one was capping it over, but finally Jika does secure that one.
Finally, you said definitely the operative word. You can see actually Anarchy's kind of thinking, what's our next move? Can we get C? There's a spot already brought out, and actually that's going to be a really tough one to pick up. That's not an angle you favor that favors the attacking player, and now Valutaja off the back of that is just on a run. He does get caught out by Jika. So now BC hold. Fnatic going to be happy with that one. That's something that they can maintain for a long time. They've done it time and time again. And that's going to be no issue, no object really for the Fnatic side. They're going to be picking that one up. Time ticking away already. We're only 2 minutes, nearly 3 minutes into this one, and already feels like Fnatic have cut SK's tickets in half.
Yeah, and that's not the position you want to be in for SK. I mean, yeah, they've been able to pull up comebacks, or been able to do comebacks. Oh, look at that spot. On top of the light. That's a little cheeky spot right there out of Fraud, sitting right up there. But you don't want to be down this many tickets, and they're still going to get tri-capped here. Valu does get all the way around towards A, gets the flag. They will lose on C, though, in the meantime. They might lose on B, though, with Too Easy and Unfixed here, though. I would imagine this quickly can go back in the hands of Fnatic.
It's something that's definitely a distinct possibility, as Unfixed is probably going to be heading straight on down to try and capture B back as well. Spray goes out towards the flag. You can see he's just looking for moving targets at this stage. As it always intrigues me how that flag's blowing with no wind. Like, that's totally underground.
At B?
Unless it's like a really strong breeze. Like, wow, that is a strong wind.
That is a good point.
It's a very strong wind.
I never thought about it like that.
Either way, we do see 66 to 129 Fnatic's. Their trip caps and their kind of steady hold of A and B is slowly but surely bringing them the victory.
Well, now I'm just curious. Now you got my curiosity going. That is a strong wind.
Now that is coming real thick and fast from the, the wall.
Oh, a knife. Too easy. It's a knife kill onto. I didn't see who that was exactly. I think he just stopped to type there like a little or something at him. But either way, 2-1. Fnatic, 128 to 54 tickets. SK trying to challenge Fnatic on one of their strongest maps back when Battlefield started, and they're showing that we're still damn good at it, and you should not challenge us on a map like that. And SK have no response. I mean, we can look at the kills alone. 12 and 5 for Too Easy, 7 and 4 for Unfixed and Valu. And on the other side, only one person has 7 kills. The rest are just dwindling behind.
It seems to be the case. You can see that maybe just not quite ready to best the champions of Fnatic. 12 to 5 the scoreline for Too Easy. And close behind him, of course, Valu and Unfixed on 7. In fact, the entire Fnatic side, let's be fair, are just behind him. As already 36 tickets remain. This is going to be a huge margin for SK. This feels like this first half could determine the win for Fnatic, and if SK aren't careful.
It could. But now Fnatic, I mean, we're seeing like something really similar to on Goldmud Railway, where they build up a giant lead.
Yeah. And
then it just kind of disappeared on them. And right now, Fnatic need to get some sort of hold back. But it looks like they're going to push in towards A. They might catch out Jika, who's able to get the back cap on him. Jika able to pick up one. Looking for the second. He will, in fact, get it. And that will maintain the control of the A flag for a little bit longer. They still have control of B. And they're starting to eat away at the lead now that Fnatic have.
This is how SK do. They get the Fnatic side cocky, and then they just pick up the frags. Look at that. A sort of flurry of frags picked up by the SK side. And now for more. Gets another one. Frod and Zia picking them up as well. And all of a sudden, the bodies are hitting the floor. 33 tickets remain. You can see that Fnatic, they're kind of battling for B. It looks like it's going to be captured over by Valutaja. No one's really in a position other than the nade to kind of take him down. And as he neutralizes that one, the question remains, can SK be flexible? Can they push somewhere else?
Not sure. I mean, they might be able to make their way towards C. You're pointing out on the screen that Jika, he's up here, but he's getting away with position. Like, he's been shooting at more than Unfixed. They know he's there. They're going to be able to keep him back. And it comes down this one-on-one of Too Easy. And the man behind the flag of Hunter, and Too Easy will get the better of him. So 2-1 held on to. 99 tickets to 21. And a nice shot comes in from Fraud that actually might have been able to turn that B flag back for SK.
They might have, but you can see just, I mean, they have so little to play with. SK, they have to start considering their spawns. You know, we've seen them cut Fnatic down from, I think they were around the 90 mark to 30 in map number 1. See it on the hunt for Valutaja. He wants his blood,
nice
but
nade.
look at that nade. Oh, Valu. He's got the brain of a wise owl. I was going to say a snide fox, but fox is
wise owl.
He does.
But does he know when he looks at
He's a wise owl with an AK.
That's a scary thing.
As you can see, he just has the brain and the brawn. This is a trip cap from Fnatic just to ensure their survival. They're not going to have a repeat. Oh, I keep saying it like Jason. Not going to have a repeat of game 1. And we're going to be seeing that one wrapped up to 93 tickets. Fnatic not letting another one slip.
You just don't know how to say it correctly?
What, repeat?
Yeah, you don't know how to say repeat?
Repeat. Sounds like we're reapplying Pete to something.
What's a Pete?
Yeah.
93 tickets for Fnatic. 19 and 9 for Too Easy. And the funny thing about 2EZ is, like, when he gets on tilt, he really doesn't perform well. But I think he's been able to show us right there alone that, you know, he's not been on tilt for at least this series so far. Really kind of punishing SK. I mean, the first map was a little bit rough. But Fnatic, I mean, they're the cream of the crop. They've been here so many times across every season, and you're not gonna just phase them by taking the, like one potential half. I mean, the only way to actually get in the heads of Fnatic is through 2EZ. If you piss him off, which we've seen happen before, if you get in his head, then he really struggles and he really falls behind. But that's really tough to do when Fnatic's just smashing you like that.
You say the word smashing. I think that's probably the best summary of what Fnatic just did to SK there.
Like Hulk smash.
Yeah, exactly. It was just kind of a case of just SK deep out of their water. We know Locker is a very strong map for Fnatic, and they're showing us here, right now, just how powerful they can be.
How many song references are you going to get in today?
I'm aiming for like above 20.
Like right here, right now. It's like Fatboy Slim, right?
That's exactly what that is.
And let the bodies hit the floor?
Yeah.
I'm catching them all.
I don't know if you've covered them all. I've stuck a couple of secret ones in there. We'll see. I'm going to have to go through the VOD with a little tally chart when we're in the office.
Well, SK, they won it their way. But that was pretty bad. That was some Backstreet Boys in there.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone watching is old enough to even know about them. Man, I feel old. But swapping sides, 93 tickets.
Fnatic.
That is the biggest lead. No, not the biggest lead. The second biggest lead we've seen today.
Yeah, we saw 105, I believe it was. I keep saying 5, damn.
Is that a song, 105?
If only.
Is that why you said it?
No, so, anyway, song references aside, 20 seconds on the countdown, we're into the grand final of our second cup in the spring of ESL One Battlefield, and it's going to be a fantastic season already. Fnatic's trying to show that they are back to former glory with such a convincing half against a team like SK, a team of such strong caliber, and Fnatic just blow them out of the water. They're like a wrecking ball.
You should feel bad about that one. I would feel bad about quoting Miley Cyrus. But either way, SK on that Russian side, Fnatic now on the US side. And Fnatic are close. Already, just kicking off the game, just starting right away, they're already close to winning. And they went 2-1 against Epsilon last week. Wait, let me just double check that. No, actually they 2-0'd Epsilon last week, so it's a little bit different. I was gonna say they 2-1'd them, but they wasn't as convincing of a victory against Epsilon as they're doing against SK right now. And they've definitely been practicing this whole last week. Not to mention SK getting the better of Epsilon when they couldn't the week before. So a lot of teams really starting to step up here. And Vile, look at that, going pretty big towards the A site. Gonna get their revive onto Drunks, and they will have kind of a trip cap, but a 2-1 hold.
Revive as well. You do it with that as well.
What, revive?
Yeah, revive. Revive. Anyway,
that's
into
how
this
it's
one.
Said.
I know. 147 to 135, and Fnatic, they've only lost out on 3 tickets. That's all they've said goodbye to so far. And now, SK, if ever there was a time to pick up sites and hold on to them, it was right now. Their slot in the grand final has been secured, but their victory is looking a little shaky.
Chica, you can't really miss shots like that if you want to be in Fnatic or to beat Fnatic. But right now, he was able to get the better of Mort, and that has allowed him to get control of this A site. Tripcat coming for SK, so this is a good start. But remember, 93 tickets at threshold. If SK drop below that, they will have lost out in the finals of cut number 2 and only got home with 50 points and 300 euros.
Yeah, not too bad, but not too good either. As SK to do their best. You see Hunter, just the Rex. I was going to say the Magnum. Nope, not this time. 132 to 125. And I mean, Fnatic, they've got such a huge cushion of points, or tickets, I should say, to work with. We
can say this, though. They can't get cocky. You think it back to Goldmud Railway. They had a giant lead, 90 to 11.
That's true.
And that quickly slipped away down to 31. So they have to, be serious about this. They can't just kind of have fun. I mean, yeah, have fun, but don't have too much fun where you're letting the SK potentially get back in the game. You want to close out in 2. You don't want to have to go to a 3rd map and really kind of doubt yourself.
Oh, that would be a real big trip up for Fnatic. If they did start to see a 3rd map, this should be, if executed correctly and if these players maintain the playstyle that they've currently been playing at, then this should be all good in the hood for Fnatic. SK have so little to play with, such little points to work with, 93 to 112. You can see at SK Gaming, they've basically got, what, 10, maybe 20 tickets to work with, 124 left in the Fnatic bank.
All right, well, Fnatic is trying to work here. They're trying to close this game out as quick as they possibly can. See it being contested. And we'll see. It's going to be going over to the side of Fnatic here. Unfix trying to pick that up, but Fraud trying to come around the corner. I've not seen that scope in a long time. I believe that's ACOG, if I'm not mistaken. On the PKA. Close enough. Trying to come in, and he's able to pick up the kill. So, able to get control back of C. And the Fnatic, in the meantime, are pushing towards B. Look at this, Drunk's actually really far up ahead, trying to maybe work towards A, and you actually want to go back and take care of Hunter, who's just been stalling for time here. But 105, 12 tickets left to go. And this is their last chance. They have to make their move now. They have to get a 2-1. They have to maintain it for a majority of the game. Actually, pretty much the rest of the game is now it's down to 7 tickets. They can't afford to lose any more men. And Fnatic going for that back cap onto A. This is going to be it here.
Oh my God.
SK, if they can't stop this, if Hunter can't pull off a 1v3 right now, then that will do it here. And with the track cut coming in just to add insult to injury, SK will have lost out. Fnatic coming out with a 2-0 victory in the finals of the ESL One Battlefield 4 Spring 2015 season.
And that was, ow, I just ran over my toe.
And that was,
Oh, okay, pain aside, that was a display from Fnatic, which I feel like we were lacking last week. It felt like Fnatic's,
Yeah,
you said it already,
that.
their game against Epsilon, it was like, wow, is this really Fnatic? And now, looking at them maybe playing a bit more, they seem to be back into that pace of things. And I mean, SK, if I was going to say right now, if someone said, okay, so which team's going to beat Fnatic, I'd have gone, well, judging by SK's performance, SK. And then...
And then you see Fnatic, you remember why they're the #1 team at Battlefield.
Exactly.
I mean, if they can make that quick work of SK when SK pushed Epsilon so far, you know, a major comeback, down 56 tickets on Locker, and then just being able to overpower them like that. And even on Lane King down, which is really surprising. You know, you think a team like SK could maybe do it, but that just kind of shows the gap between the top teams and the not top teams right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I mean, the one problem I have, the one thing I have to say about the SK side is they have this horrible habit of getting to a deficit before they even start making these amazing comebacks. And they make these, it's not like it's a one-off. It's not like,
They just surprise
wow.
us.
Every single time, every game we've casted of them so far, they start poorly. So here you go. If there was a coach or if the shot caller, you sit there and you work on your starts.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for the show today. Make sure to follow us on Twitch. We do any Battlefield action. It's always going to be here. You also follow us on Twitter, and as you can see below your screen, at JCalvin, at Machini TV. We will be coming back on Tuesday of next week at the same time, 7 p.m. to bring you Cup number 3. And I believe the week after that, we do a Cup 4 on Monday and Cup 5 on a Wednesday. So we have back-to-back Cups coming up in just a few weeks, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, congratulations to Fnatic, and we will see you guys next week.